Hello, this is your boy Bill Eshkababa, and I am here with my part 2 of One Night in Karazhan card reviews, the Hearthstone adventure that's coming out later this week. So I've already covered all the class cards from the set in the previous video, which you can just check out on the channel. It was the video before this one. And now I'm going through all the neutral cards and what I think about them. So we're going to start off with Medivh the Guardian. He is a legendary. He's an 8/7/7, and he equips a staff, which is a 1/3 staff. And whenever you use a spell, and he's holding that staff, it eats 1 durability from the spell, so you can use it 3 times. And you cast a spell, and you get a minion of that value. So it is a very powerful effect. An 8 cost 7/7 is pretty good. You can just see it in Mage, where you play him. You get the staff, then the previous turn you might do Fireball, you get the 2 Fireballs off, and you get 2 6 cost minions. That's very strong. Of course, if this, it's a neutral, so it works on any class, or priest, anyone can have a weapon now. If this card becomes very rampant, if people start using it a lot, you will see the introduction of Harrison Jones, so it can destroy the weapon and draw 3 cards for the person playing it. And Ooze might come back a lot, and a lot of Ooze is already being used because of warriors, and they're everywhere. So you can see card weapon removal coming back and becoming stronger if this card becomes very big and very powerful. Next we have the Curator. It's a 7/4/6 legendary. It's got Taunt, which is good. It draws a Beast, Dragon, and Murloc from your deck, so it's card draw. This is a pretty good card. Most decks run at least a Murloc. In Sir Finley, they usually run a Dragon as the Azura Drake. Beast, a lot of hunters run Beasts. So you can see this being massive, drawing 3 cards. It's got Taunt. It's a pretty powerful card. It's got a pretty powerful effect. Whenever you draw cards, it's a powerful effect. And even right now in my Dragon Warrior, I run a Murloc, which is Sir Finley, and I run Dragon. So it's always a good combination, and it looks pretty good. Next we have a 5 cost Prince Malchezaar. He's a 5 cost 5/6. He's a legendary. At the when the game starts, you add 5 extra legendary minions into your deck. This card is good if you're doing a fatigue battle, if it's control, but realistically this is a bad card because you're adding more random stuff into your deck, which might not help you. It might dilute what you really need to draw from your deck, and you can't get like 2 Tyrions. So you can't play this and then suddenly get 2 Tyrions if you're already playing a Tyrion in Paladin. So, and you can't get a Mage legendary, you can only get your class legendaries. So there's a lot of stuff that's blocking this out. The only way I see this working is if you are doing a fatigue battle and you want to go to fatigue and you need more cards. Next we have Barnes, a 4 cost 3/4 Battlecry. Summon a 1/1 copy of a random minion in from your deck onto the field. This is a really good effect. This is a pretty good card. 3/4 for 4's a good stat line. And summoning a minion, you can just imagine summoning a little rag, which is 1/1, and it shoots for 8. You could just imagine pulling off Sylvanas. It's a 1/1 Sylvanas, you can steal a card. Or even a Karen. It dies, you get the Sun, which is a 4/5. So it really works with a lot of Deathrattle. It might work very good in an Azoth deck, which you have a lot of Deathrattles which you want to die because they do something. And the important thing is that it's a copy. So the original still stays in your deck. So you get a Sylvanas, a 1/1 Sylvanas, and you still have Sylvanas in your deck. So it's a pretty good card. It's probably one of the best legendaries, probably the best legendary of the set. Even more than Medivh, even though Medivh is also very powerful. And the last legendary, it's a 3/1/1. It's stealthed. It has, at the end of your turn, summon a 1/1 Steward. It is worthless. This card is terrible due to the fact that there are so many board clears that hit for 1. So Fan of Knives, Swipe, the Ghoul from the Warriors, the Flame Caller from mages, and also the Maelstrom Portal, which was just announced, which also hits for 1, costs 2, summons 1 for Shaman. So many classes have complete board clears. So this guy is probably going to be played, might summon a guy, then it's a 3 mana for 2/2 across 2 bodies, which are 1/1 each. Then he'll probably get Fan of Knives or something. He'll die. It's not a very good legendary. So those are the legendary neutrals and the legendaries of the set. Next we have Arcane Golem, Arcane Giant. It's a 12 cost 8/8. Costs 1 less for each spell you've cast this game. So it's another giant. It has that kind of reduction. This is a fantastic card, and I see probably every mage probably running this. Because mages, Tempo Mage runs a lot of spells. They run they have the Flame Waker, plus, Mirror Image. They've got all the burn cards. I can realistically see people playing this for maybe 3 mana cost for an 8/8, or even less. So this is definitely going to make its way into spell-heavy decks, due to the fact that a lot of people run a lot of spells, Mage runs a lot of spells, and if you can get an 8/8 cheaply, and then you might even be able to taunt it up with the flameless, with the faceless dude, and get a 8/8 taunt next to it. So I see a lot of potential in that card, and I think that's a very good card. Next we have the Bookworm. It's a dragon. It's a 6/3/6. If you're holding a dragon, destroy an enemy minion with 3 or less attack. So you get to pick which enemy you kill. So holding a dragon wouldn't be hard, because you're probably running a dragon deck if you're playing this. The fact is it worth it? I'm not sure. I think this card is okay, due to the fact that you can kill a lot of stuff off. You can kill something off and then trade it in to kill something else off, but it's not the best. It's okay. We got Murloc. It's a 6 cost 3/3. Destroy Battlecry, destroy a minion, Deathrattle, resummon it. It's a fantastic effect, due to the fact that you can cast it on Sylvanas, steal something, or Karen, summon the thing, and then resummon it. It's a very good effect, but 6/3/3, fantastic effect, but costed way too high. I mean, if you're playing a 6/3/3, you gotta get a lot of value from him, or you're just gonna fail. Avian Watcher is a 5 cost 3/6. If you control a secret, gain +1/+1/+ taunt. So a 5/4/7 with taunt would be good, but you can't guarantee that you're gonna have the secret up, and that makes it slightly worse. It's not a beast. If that was a beast, if that owl was a beast, it would be run in Hunters. Hunters would run that for a taunt. But it's probably not good enough, because you can't reliably get the taunt. We got the puppet dude here. Give a random friendly beast, dragon, and Murloc +2/+2. It's a 5 cost 4/4. Tremendous value if you can get maybe a dragon, maybe a beast out. Giving them +2/+2 is fantastic. 5/4/4. I see potential in this card if some people start running all 3 with the curator and stuff. So it's not a terrible card, but it's over there. Arcane O'Smith. It's a 4 cost 3/2. Summon a 0/5 minion with taunt. Probably not going to see play. I mean, 0/5. If it was 1/5, then it would be a good counter against Zoo, because Zoo would have to run in a lot of stuff or use a power overwhelming. But since it's a 0/5, who cares? You just run a whole bunch of stuff into it, you clear it, your minions don't die. So I see no point in this card. Violet Illusionist. This is a pretty good card. It's a 3 cost, 4/3, good stats, 4/3. During your turn, your hero is immune. That's pretty good, because you can survive from fatigue damage if you're trying to run mill. You can also go down with a weapon like Fool's Bane from the warrior card, clear off 3 minions and not take any damage because it's your turn. So it's a pretty good card. There's probably an interesting deck around this that some people smarter than me will probably build. So it's an alright card. We got Zubot. It's a mech. It costs 3/3/3. Give a random friendly beast, dragon, and Murloc +1/+1. Tremendous value. 3/3 for 3 is a good stat line. It's a mech. It's an all-round good card. I don't know if it's going to fit into anything, but if it does fit into one of these decks which are hybrid, kind of with a bit of everything, and you do get it off, if you can get a dragon +1/+1 and a beast, I mean, that's tremendous value. Or a Murloc, Sir Finley, get him up to a 2/4. That's a fantastic value for the Zubot. So I see it being played if that kind of stuff goes around. Pantry Spider, it's a 3-cost, 1/3 Battlecry, summon a 1/3 Spider, so it summons basically another copy of himself. It's a beast. Does that have value? It might have value. I'm not seeing maybe Hunter running this due to the fact that we just got that Cloaked Huntress, which gives you free secrets, and it's a 3/4. But this might be used in some niche circumstances where you get 2 spiders and then you might Houndmaster one of them if one of them survives. But it's pretty slow. It's a 1/3, so it probably won't see play. It's probably too slow. Never Spire Historian. This is a good card. This is a really good card for Dragon Priest. I see this being used a lot in Dragon Priest because they've already got that guy that summons a Deathrattle. Well, this little gnome girl is better because she's a 2/1/3 while the other one's a 2/1/2, and the other one's Deathrattle, but this one's Discover a Dragon if you're holding a dragon. So you'll probably be holding a dragon because you are a Dragon Priest, and then you can discover a dragon and you can pick something big or something mid-range, and then you have a dragon in your hand, so you can play off other cards that need dragons in your hand. So this is a very good card. I see this card being used definitely in Dragon Priest, maybe even Dragon Warrior. And then we have a filler card. This is Pompous Thespian. It's a 2-cost 3/2. It's power creep over another card that no one uses. No one's going to use this. 2/3/2 with Taunt. There's better cards out there. It's worthless. Moving on. Arcane Anomaly. A 1-cost 2/1. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain health. So it's kind of like Mana Worm, but instead of gaining attack, you gain health. But it starts off as 1, where 1 health is worse than having 1 attack and 3 health. So I don't see this being played at all. It's probably just another filler card. And another filler card, the Runic Egg. It's a 1-cost 0/2, doesn't have an attack. When it dies, you draw a card. Why would you run this over other cards that draw you cards? I don't know. This doesn't even... It would require someone to attack into it and give you a draw card. When in reality, they'll probably just leave it up and just keep going for your face or other minions, and then eventually you will have to buff this up so this can attack in so you can draw a card. Why would you buff this up so you can attack in when you can just run a Loot Hoarder, which is already has a 2/1 and already draws a card? So that's pretty much it. Some interesting cards here. I'm looking forward to playing with it. I'm looking forward to playing with Barnes. Medivh is pretty good. Arcane Giant will probably see a lot of play in Mage. Pretty good for the dragons with Nether Spite Historian. Bookworm probably won't see play, but it is a dragon. And that's pretty much what I've thought. So please do not forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Bilishkavava out.